Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
The first case on this afternoon's probation review docket is State of Kansas versus Christy Rose Ginsburg. It's Butler County case number 2024 CR 353. Cheryl Pierce appears as representative of the Butler County Attorney's Office. Joseph Favre appears as defense counsel separately from his client, Christy Rose Ginsburg, who appears at the Zoom location located at the Butler County Judicial Center. What are your client's intentions regarding the warrant to show cause that was previously filed in this case, Mr. Favre?
Judge, I have spoken to Ms. Ginsburg. At this time, she's going to waive her right to an evidentiary hearing and stipulate to the 5 violations listed in the warrant to show cause.
Very well. Ms. Ginsburg, you've heard the announcement of your attorney. The allegations before the court is that you failed to attend a new client orientation with Sedgwick County Community Corrections, failing to report on 2 separate occasions, failing to obtain suitable employment, failing to complete Senate Bill 123, alcohol and drug treatment. You do have a right to a due process hearing where the state would have the obligation of proving these allegations by a preponderance of the evidence. You can challenge the state's evidence, present your own evidence, confront the state's witnesses unless good cause is shown. And among other lesser remedies, which the court can consider, you could be facing an outright revocation of your probation and being ordered to serve the remaining balance of your sentence locked up. Do you understand these things?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Do you waive a hearing in this case and stipulate and agree that you committed the violations, which the court read off earlier?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Court finds that the defendant has knowingly waived her right to a hearing and stipulates and agrees that she committed the 5 violations which are indicated on the face of the warrant to show cause. The court does find that these are substantial and material violations of the terms and conditions of probation in the case. I will also note for the record that the ISO that filed this warrant to show cause, Christy Ashenfelter, is on this meeting with us. Ms. Pierce, we'll turn to disposition here. What are you recommending here as a result of the defendant's failure to meet these probation conditions?
Judge, it's my understanding that at this particular time, the defendant has not served any kind of sanction. So at this time, the state is going to ask for 72-hour sanction. I note that on the sentencing order, there was 37 days of jail time credit given. But other than that, Judge, there's been any other kind of dips or sanctions or anything of that nature.
All right. I understand your recommendation. Mr. Favre, your recommendation regarding an appropriate disposition.
Yes, Judge. So it's my understanding that Ms. Ginsburg hasn't had a formal sanction. I think she did do, and Ms. Ashfelter can correct me if I'm wrong, a 5-day sanction of some kind. She told me that I don't know if that was a condition of her being back in sober living or what, but she tells me she did do an intermediate sanction. Since this warrant to show cause has been produced, Ms. Ginsburg has gotten herself back in to reporting status with Ms. Ashenfelter and has also gotten herself back into the Second Chance Sober Living House and is maintaining there. She's currently looking for employment, but this failure here has cost her a lot. Her son died of an overdose in January, from what I understand. So this has been a very costly relapse for her. So we're asking for the court to give her 48 hours, just in recognition of the fact that she is back in and is reporting, and also, from what I've been led to believe, has already done 5 days. And Ms. Ginsburg and Ms. Ashenfelter can clarify that.
All right, I will address Ms. Ashenfelter. What about this 5-day sanction?
Your Honor, I don't know anything about a 5-day sanction. She hasn't done any dips for my office.
All right. Nor has this court ordered one, so I'm not sure exactly what's being referred to here. All right. Do you have any independent recommendations to make here, Ms. Ashenfelter?
I don't, Your Honor.
All right. At this time, the court will address Christy Rose Ginsburg personally, and I'll ask her if she has any statements that she wishes to make in mitigation of punishment here, or anything further that she would like to present.
Yes, Your Honor. The 5-day that I did was
recommended by Philip Webb and Tania Saxon. The condition was if I turn myself into them and do 5 days to get clean in the jail, that they would get me out of jail and I would be able to attend my son's funeral. And that's exactly what happened. And they were of their word as I was of mine.
All right. So when you were picked up on this warrant, you stayed in there for 5 days?
Your Honor, I wasn't picked up. I turned myself over to
Okay.
to
Fair
them.
enough.
And yes, I did the 5 days, sir.
All right. All right. Well, I can appreciate that. Ms. Ginsburg, I think that you were made fairly aware of what it is that you needed to do, and you haven't done it. Do you deserve another chance at this? Yes, you do. But there needs to be a penalty for your non-compliance, and your self-imposed 5 days or what you worked out with bondsmen does not impress the court. The sanction in this case needs to be prospective rather than retroactive. And I'm going to order that as a sanction for noncompliance, the court will order you into immediate custody of the representatives there of the Butler County Sheriff's Office until your custody can be transferred to the Butler County Jail to serve a 72-hour sanction. So for the next 3 days, you'll be in jail, Ms. Ginsburg, and then you'll be released back onto community corrections. Any unsatisfied condition remains to be satisfied. And you'll need to complete your treatment. That is a very important component of your probation. If you're not going to do the treatment program, you might as well do the time, Ms. Ginsburg. And I think maybe now that's finally hit home. Maybe something to reflect on the next 3 days. I would rather see you successful in the community than unsuccessful in prison. And I hope you see yourself the same way.
Yes, Your Honor. And I believe that this is my rock bottom for me. So
Nothing but up from
this
here.
is my son.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, ma'am. You have my sympathy, but you need to govern your own behavior from this point further better than what you've been doing.
Yes, Your Honor. I have myself involved in MRT, South Central Mental Health, and also drug and alcohol outpatient treatment.
All right. Ms. Ashenfelter, what direction do you give her after she's released on Monday?
Your Honor, she already has an appointment with me next week.
All right. Ms. Ginsburg, make sure you keep that appointment.
Yes, Your Honor, I will.
I hope you're successful from here. I'll order, I'm not going to order any additional fees or assessments. Given her rock bottom, as she puts it, situation, I think that we're just adding problems for her to assess additional amounts. So I'm going to waive bids assessments at this stage. I'm going to order her into custody at this time to serve 72 consecutive hours in jail without release, and then to be released into the community and back into community corrections again. Do we need to extend this probation, Ms. Ashenfelter?
No, Judge, I don't think so.
All right, I just want to review. That was 11/8 of 24. I agree. The court will not enter an order extending probation at this time. There's nothing further on this case. She's in custody. We'll move on to another case on the docket.